I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Cookie Carter would like our podcast?
So let's do a play-by-play.
Okay.
So we met in the Atlanta airport Monday morning. We met there, hung out for a while, and then we came to Asheville. Mm-hmm. So why don't y'all kind of give the play-by-play of sort of what we've done up until this point, which is Tuesday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, you seem well equipped to tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of feel like from your perspective,
Mm-hmm.
it makes more sense somehow.
Well, I think a good place to start is the fact that I was immediately roasted by both you and Michael.
That's great. That's a great place to start.
For not responding to Slack messages or texts.
So the night before we were supposed to fly, I text or Slack everybody, are you good to fly? Do you need anything? Everybody clear? Bobby said, yep, I'm good to go. Ariel said, yep, can't wait to see you guys. And Robert.
I said, yeet.
Yeah, he did say yeet.
Okay. All right. So I'm wrong. He did respond in the affirmative. But that morning, he's supposed to fly before anybody, land before anybody.
Yes.
And so we all were in the Slack channel like, I'm on my way. Here's a picture. Isn't this lovely? Can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
And Robert didn't say anything. And we said, hey,
Radio
what are the
silence.
chances that Robert missed his flight? And then Robert landed like in 45 minutes, an hour before we did. And we didn't hear anything. We didn't hear, hey, I'm here waiting on you.
No
I had a good
excitement.
flight. Nothing.
No excitement. Yeah.
Well,
And then Bobby and I,
yeah.
Bobby and I met, and Ariel's, taxiing, and we've heard nothing from Robert. So Robert, why don't you then take it from here?
Well, in my defense, going radio silent is a classic trait of mine. I go radio silent as often as possible with as many people as possible, typically. And also, when I landed, we sat on the runway for like 25 minutes just waiting for our gate to open. So I didn't feel excitement in that moment. I was just killing time.
You didn't feel excitement about seeing us?
I was excited about seeing you all, but here's my thing is like, I'm on the way. I'm gonna see y'all in like 30 minutes. I'm going to the gate.
So
I don't need to I'm
what
an adult. I don't need to give you a play-by-play of where I'm at and what
if you
I'm
had
doing.
slept through your alarm? Like, can't you see how that we could tell ourselves that story in our brain?
Well, yeah, of course, but like I like to.
Were you-
Should I be
you just
offended?
elbow me?
Yeah.
Were you
Should
being
I be
present?
offended by the fact that you all like legitimately thought that I had slept in?
Not that you had, but I mean,
we
it
were
was,
worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really
I'm
think it. I was just playing
Thank
along
you.
with
I
them.
didn't think you did at first. I don't know. Michael kind of got me a little bit hyped up about it because at first I was like, he's just not saying anything. But Michael, I could tell, was concerned. And I was like, well, maybe he could miss the flight.
Let's also.
I've never met Robert before. I don't know what. I've never heard that he made a flight
But
successfully.
you've worked with him for how many months
You know my
now? And
character.
he's shown up, to
He's
work,
has-
and he's done his job. And
And
you know,
also, I
yeah.
think
That's
another
so empathetic of you.
important bit of context here is that Ariel was the butt of this joke before me, and then she responded, and then someone in the Slack message, I think
yeah,
it was
okay.
one of you
so
two,
you
said,
saw that?
Should
You
we
saw
then
that going on?
flip this on Robert?
Did you see that?
You were watching this whole thing?
No,
unfold?
I did not see
Sorry,
that.
point fingers.
Normally
I'm not able to do this.
God, I hate this. I did not see that live. I will have you know, I checked my phone. The first time I checked my phone when I was in line for Starbucks, and I had the text from you, I responded as soon as I saw it.
I called you and you didn't answer though.
You called me from Slack.
I think I called you from the actual number. No, maybe I called you from Slack.
You did call me from
called me from
Slack,
Slack, and
which I
then
did
you
not
texted me.
answer
You did
because
not
I
answer.
have my notifications off for Slack.
Okay. So,
But then Bobby texted you, but I had texted you before Bobby did. And you responded
I don't
to Bobby.
respond to you as a matter of principle.
There's that character we know
had-
and
yeah.
love.
To be fair, though, Bobby, I don't have your number saved in my phone, which I should do.
yeah.
But your text just said, "Hey, Robert."
Well, I will
and
say
so
this.
I saw it at the same time as I saw Bobby's.
Yeah.
And Bobby's had a clear description of, "Hey, this is Bobby.
Yeah.
We're wondering where you're at."
Where the
And
heck
I said, "Hey, I'm at Starbucks. I'll be at the gate in like 5 minutes."
Yeah.
Or
That
something
is
to-
true. It was
something to
very-
that
It was
general
good
effect.
communication after that.
Thank you.
I do
okay
think
with that.
the adding the hey, this is,
So really what this comes
Michael.
down to
There was a
is
failure on our part because Robert
Hold on,
works
hold
with
on.
us. And
Our
when
part, but who is our
Bobby and I.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
I mean, sure. I'll
Wait a
take a little
second.
bit of it.
None of
I'll
us
take
had his
50%.
number. We didn't
Yeah.
have. We could not find his number in any old emails, any invoice, nothing.
I had to text a friend.
That was a mistake.
I had to do the phone a friend move to get your number. But which this is fine. It's fine. But that's how it started out. The trip started off a little rocky. We thought Robert missed the plane. You know,
I didn't.
he didn't. And then what did we do from there? We went to the
We went to
Sky Lounge.
We went to the
whatever.
Delta Sky Lounge.
Yep. And Robert and I had good communication all throughout that. He was telling me how many people were in line to get in, play by play. So that was nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then saw each other. We hugged.
What was the hug like for you, Robert?
Scale from 1 to 10.
It was good. It was firm,
Yep.
yet not too firm, and it was like, you know how like when you hug some people and they feel like there's not a lot there. Bobby felt strong
Yeah.
to me, which was nice. It's nice to feel that the leader of the company is a strong physical specimen. So that was good. Yeah, I liked it.
That's how I felt through all that too.
I showed up and met you all and sat in a little cubby corner.
Yeah, you did.
Almost immediately pulled out her nervous knitting.
It is not nervous knitting. No,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
that is
no, 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 no,
that
no,
is
no, no, no.
disrespectful.
Around the
Michael's
round,
had a
putting us
real
hook.
problem with this.
He does. Can we air it out now? Like, what's going on with the knitting? Because I think that it's just something that you do out of habit that's fun and you
Yeah.
make things and it's something to just occupy your hands. And
I like to be productive.
he thinks it's some kind of like psychological disorder.
I mean, it probably is also,
Joke.
but you know, I think there's different ways of framing
I'm
it.
not diagnosing it, but maybe it could be diagnosed.
It makes, Michael, it makes you strangely uncomfortable, which I think if there's a problem with it, it's
Well,
more
like
on
we
your
went to
side.
dinner last night and we're having a nice meal, and like there's tartar in front of us, and she's knitting shorts.
So
Well,
So?
I mean, if we're gonna nitpick about what happened at dinner, I would say
100%.
Ariel's behavior at dinner was a bit more professional than yours, despite your experience in the industry.
That's right. Okay, so let's before we get to dinner,
Oh
let's
no!
go
Wait
back.
a second! Wait a second! We can't talk.
Well, we can, but I want to work chronologically.
yeah,
Michael is not a bad driver.
yeah. Okay, so we go to the lounge and then we all hop on a flight. It's a very short flight to Asheville.
Well, and can we rewind a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
While we were in the lounge, Michael made a joke, some sort of dad joke. There was a pun involved.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember the exact joke. If anyone does and would like to share it,
Well,
that'd be great.
Ariel would have to tell you what she has in her refrigerator at home.
Oh man, Michael knows exactly what the joke is. He's gonna
Yeah,
make us sit
he
here and think
does.
about it forever.
What is in my refrigerator at home?
You have a 5-pound bag of lettuce
Lettuce.
Yes.
at home because
Oh,
you had a
wedge.
all you
The
can
wedge.
eat,
Oh, the wedge.
all you can eat
Okay.
spaghetti night for the scouts.
The Scouts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so somebody said iceberg, and then, I don't know. You said it was a wedge of lettuce to put in a door or
Oh
something.
my gosh!
I don't remember
Hey,
exactly.
why
what
don't
it was.
you-
Ruin
was
it.
it
I don't
a
want
wedge
to be
between us or something?
No,
No, you could wedge the door open with this bag of lettuce. It was so large.
I
It's
said
kinda
does
like
a
wedge
five
salad.
does
Like a
I
wedge
said does a
salad.
5-pound bag of lettuce, does it like weigh 5 pounds? Because it's like
Yes,
and you're
it
like-
does.
and-
It's a
yeah,
5-pound.
and you're like it's vacuum sealed. I was like, wow, 5-pound bag of lettuce. You could like block a door with that, and then wedge.
And then Michael
salad
started crying.
was-
Yeah. So what happened was he told a dad joke that he liked so much that he actually started crying.
it was
He started
Tears.
uncontrolled.
real tears. I didn't even notice it. I didn't see it. I think Ariel saw it first, and then it was like it was.
Robert took a picture.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never seen somebody like their own jokes so much that they started crying.
His glasses fogged up. It was incredible.
Yeah, so that was a moment, and then we hop on the plane. We get to Asheville. We get in a car.
Can we just say that anyone who listens to that will find no humor in it whatsoever because it was retold so poorly?
Yeah.
But
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I don't know if it was retold poorly.
I think the joke is
had to
just
be
as good
there.
as we just made it sound. Yeah. And then we got a Tesla, mostly
For Robert.
Mostly for Robert because he's going to be driving a lot of this trip. And but at first to show Robert how the Tesla worked, Michael was driving. We found out Michael is
it-
a scary driver.
He's a very good driver.
Thank you, Ariel.
No way! Don't do that. That's not true.
I'm
Michael,
supportive, okay?
Thank you.
well, okay. Michael made some questionable decisions. There was like this weird U-turn that happened. That was very.
Each one of you said you've done that 20 times in your life.
I didn't.
We've been laying a lot of heat on you this trip, and I try to pull it off sometimes. So I'll say things like that, which are true, but don't necessarily.
You're saying them to be kind.
Yeah, they don't necessarily.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to back off of what you're doing right now, but no, you're saying
I don't know.
I thought we were about to just like, hey, let's change the subject. Okay, so Robert just tells Michael things to kind of
To make him feel
turn down the
better
temperature
sometimes.
a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, that's fair.
nice.
Yeah.
So Michael, you made some questionable driving decisions. We said something about it, and then you yelled at us that we were wrong. And you are a good driver, which was I've never seen somebody take that approach to like just shouting down something said about them. Like it was honestly a really good.
If I
strategy.
remember, it was like hand on the back of the seat, turn around.
Yeah, it was a dad move.
Yeah.
It was. We were the children in that moment, and so anyway, fortunately, Robert started driving eventually. We went to Whole Foods, which is the first stop in Asheville. Both times I've been here with you.
You gotta get groceries.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
We went to the grocery right away.
to the grocery. We go to Whole Foods, and we went to the office place, and we bought some stuff for.
They bought
whatever
smellable markers.
Smellable
Yeah,
markers.
yeah.
Michael got really upset with this lady for trying to charge him to cut paper, and went into this whole thing about corporate.
No,
I
he
don't-
didn't. He thought about it and he restrained himself. You remember, he wanted to go further and he said, "Nope, I'm gonna."
What you're saying is correct. For Michael, he restrained himself.
Yes. Yeah.
Compared to a normal person, he did kind of go off
You
on the
went off
topic a little bit.
You went off a little bit. You went.
All right,
about
all right.
30%.
But hey,
Hold
Michael,
on,
we've
hold
all
on.
done it. I've done that before,
Michael's
definitely.
taking a lot of flack right now. I feel like we can lay off.
She's such
of
a
Michael.
mother hen.
He just was. You're making the wrong. Yeah, you're making the wrong thing.
You try to support him and he pushes back.
Wait, that wasn't
If
mean.
you let up
She's
on
being
him,
such-
it's like you've
I
got
just
to.
feel like we can't be too mean to Michael.
We're not being mean to Michael. You have to apply pressure to him, or he will apply pressure on you.
Okay, let's keep rolling.
He was just talking shit about your knitting. Like,
I don't.
He was like calling you a psychopath.
Listen,
like,
guys.
But
a
I don't have
30
a problem
like,
with it.
I know.
It's
I'm just
important that we
saying.
move on to the best part of the day. So let's get to that.
I don't know what that was. We went to dinner.
Yeah,
Is that
what
you're talking
part
about?
was that?
Oh my gosh.
What was the best part of the day?
The best part of the
Lazoom.
day.
Oh, Lazoom. We did a comedy tour.
Yeah.
Which Robert and I got immediately trashed. Not like wasted trash. Like the comedy tour, it happened directly at you, and I was like kind of right next to you.
No,
so
she said these seem like two
guys.
guys.
that's true. But I don't know. Can you explain
No.
what happened? Because I don't
Or-
understand how it happened or why it happened still.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But is there anything you'd like to? Okay.
No,
Would you like to add
I
to
want to
it?
hear your retelling.
So basically the way that it's set up, it's on this like converted school bus, right? And so like half of the school bus is like the back half is like seats and the front half is basically like a stage. And so there's a comedian who is basically giving you a history tour of the city of Asheville, but then also making jokes about it and roasting the passengers on the bus.
Yeah.
And so as part of her like intro, her name's Cookie Carter, and so she walks down the aisle and she basically just like quickly roasts nearly everyone on the bus.
Yeah.
And so she looks at Bobby and I, who both are the way that we are and
Yes.
look the way that we look. I'll let
Yes.
you infer what you want from that.
And for those of you who aren't new to it, Bobby has a freshly shaved head.
Freshly shaven head.
Yeah, if you're not watching.
Which I still don't. She
either,
didn't
you know.
directly say anything about that. I thought that was the easy thing she was going to go
You
for.
were-
like,
you were-
two guys with shaved heads. But she didn't.
She
say
went a
that.
layer
She
deeper.
went
You were-
deeper into our
So
personality.
you got two white men, shaved heads. You
Yes.
were wearing Oakley sunglasses. I think that added a little
What's
bit
wrong
to
with
it.
that? What's wrong with
It's just it's a
You
it's a
both
lane.
had like black
It's a look.
tops
It's
on.
a look. Yeah.
and you're in
But I
Yeah.
still don't understand how that look correlates to what she said.
well.
that was
So
deeply
then she
hurtful.
comes back and she
He
says,
said, "You all look like two guys who could tell me a lot about podcasts I don't care about."
which was so it was like a dart hitting the bullseye.
What sucked about it is I knew it was true the second she said it, but I didn't know why it was.
You
true.
don't
I
think
was like,
she's a Joe Rogan fan? Or whoever else you guys listen to?
That was the moment in the day where Ariel started crying. She was
Was it Joe
dying.
Rogan?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Look at the shaved heads, and also she was so spot on because not 3 hours before that, you had looked at me on the plane, showed me a Joe Rogan episode, and said, Have you listened to this one yet?
But it's not just Joe Rogan. Like you're like the Huberman. You're like the millennial podcast grouping that everyone listens to.
Yeah, 100%.
nailed it,
Theo
man.
Vaughn, we talked about that a lot. Yeah, we got that one hurt. That one hurt.
She
bad.
did really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I
nailed.
was very impressed with that. Yeah.
Yeah, she got those old people in the front of the bus.
Oh my
worse than us.
gosh.
That was rough.
Brutal.
She was hurting those.
Errol, a couple other highlights
People. Yeah.
from the tour for you.
The bee.
Yeah.
There was a person in a bee suit who was like pollinating
Yeah.
all over
a passenger.
a passenger.
This is aggressive.
That
And
phrasing.
then a giant flower that was outside of the bus.
Yeah.
Like just making love to it. I don't know. It was a lot. It was uncomfortable.
Was the song, were they playing Pony by Genuine at
we
that
were.
moment?
Oh,
Yeah, it
they
was
were.
that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I would just. I don't want to give away the whole show, but if you come to Asheville, I think that's the first thing you need to do.
It
Is
is
the
absolutely
Zoom,
the first thing you
because
must
you
do.
learn a lot about it. It kind of it's a fun experience. It's also hurtful, but it was a good time. I thought it was good.
Cookie Carter is like she's a personality too. Like
She was
that's
good.
obviously not her name. Well, I don't think it's her name.
Yeah, easy,
Well, we
easy.
haven't talked. Well, and she's like got a wig on, and she's got rhinestone barrettes.
That's correct.
It says
It's not
Cookie
her.
and Carter, and she's got a cool jumpsuit on, and she's like doing flips almost on the bus.
I were closer to like pole dances. Sort of.
Very
Some
impressive.
type of like acrobatic.
It was really impressive.
Yeah.
She did get dark near the back half of the tour,
Oh,
and it got
yeah.
a little bit less funny and a little bit real.
Don't ask
like,
her much about Zelda Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
So if you go on the tour, you'll. But yeah, there's some
And the,
sad
and the
stuff.
entire River Arts District was kind of taken up with that story about that girl's mural. That was not very funny.
Well, okay, Michael, real
Yeah.
quick, can you give the people like just tell them about Asheville? Because I had never really heard of Asheville other than like there's a lot of breweries here. Can you give like a quick rundown of like what Asheville is?
Yeah, so Asheville's in western North Carolina. It's kind of known as the quirky, weird, liberal city in the middle of North Carolina. Lots of art and culture and food. It is the brewery capital of America. I don't know if it goes beyond that, but I don't know the number. But per capita, there are, I'd say downtown alone, there's probably 30 breweries at least.
Yeah.
So just a really quirky, weird, hippie.
It reminds me
City.
of like Eureka Springs and kind of Bentonville.
Bentonville,
Austin-y.
Arkansas.
These places.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm unfamiliar.
Well, if you like this place, these other places are in Arkansas.
Yeah, like a
So-
Next retreat.
Oh, I
Boom.
thought Benton
Yeah.
Springs was by like what was the one in
Bentonville, and Eureka Springs.
Yep.
Did I say
It's
those?
just a very
You
hippie-
did.
It's kind of a hippie, cool, artsy town
Yeah,
in the mountains. And it's beautiful. It's a really cool place.
Yeah.
a lot of Subarus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very crunchy.
But it's
Yeah.
like also a very sad place with a very, very dark history. I felt like.
I think
Like
most
most
places
places.
are.
Yeah, it was just people came here to get rid of tuberculosis, but I guess they just died, and that didn't actually work. That's
Turns
what I
out they
gathered
didn't
from the
really
tour.
get rid of it.
Yeah, it was like come here in the open air, and then people just came here, and nothing happened to them. that was good. So that was but it's a cool place. It's my second time being here. It's Michael's favorite place in the world, I think.
He came here on his honeymoon.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to declare my favorite place in the world.
Okay.
but,
Sorry.
Okay.
To this
That's
point,
Top five.
Top five. Top three.
I like to come here.
Top one.
I don't know.
You're not. Really,
I'm not ready to release
He
that
doesn't, he doesn't,
information.
doesn't want that kind of pressure
he doesn't
right
want
now.
that coming out
Yeah.
this soon.
Yeah. But as far as just a nice place to visit, definitely
Yeah.
nice. So, yeah, we do the tour.
Yeah.
Good history. I think, you have some beers while you're on it. So definitely,
Yeah.
I think
It's a good
the
time.
place to start.
I think it
the
was a
trip.
nice kind of like icebreaker for
All of us.
getting to know one another.
Yeah.
You know, this kind of easy thing. There was entertainment.
Yep. Oh, she got Michael too. She called you a not hard worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That-
she
which
went on
is
for a
not
long
accurate.
time about that too. It
She
wasn't
was-
like she just
She
kinda
didn't
hit
nail me like she nailed you
I mean,
guys.
she told the entire
Yeah.
bus I had a yeast infection. She got all of us. I feel like that's worth bringing up.
you. Damn, I forgot about that. She
I've
really
been
did.
trying to forget about it.
I had also forgotten about it. If it makes you feel any better.
Wow.
I
yeah.
didn't have to bring it up.
Man, it was that's a wild tour. And then we went to dinner, where Michael. Okay, so Michael does this thing where he tries to like get on the side of the waitress or waiter, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I think what happened in this one was you had her. She was like right there with you, and they were talking like industry talk.
I didn't ever say anything industry talk. She asked that question.
She asked if you were in the
industry.
industry.
He put the plates, he did the nice thing where you stack all the plates the correct way and make it easier for them to take it. She was like, "Oh, are you in the industry?" And he said kind of like no, but yes, sort of. I don't know how you answered that one. But you kind of inferred like, I at least know what the industry's about. Like, and then you did something later. She was not happy with you. I can't remember what you did though.
Oh, the water glass with the bill on top and upside down.
Oh my gosh.
Your stock with her went down like right after that.
That was the very end of the meal. That was the check.
You were like, it didn't matter at that point because she's probably not going to spit in our food.
I don't know that was.
You said something else.
Maybe I said something else, but
you said something about the food or something.
I'll tell you the reason I did that with a check. You want to, when you sign the check and you have company around, you don't want them to see the check. You don't want to like flash that around there. So you want it to be upside down. But the table was dirty, so I didn't want the receipt to get dirty. So I put it on top of something.
Well, I'll take the receipt and fold it in half, so it makes a little tent.
That doesn't quite line up with what you said. You said it makes it easier for them to grab the check.
Well, yes, also
and
that.
She immediately was like, "No, that actually made it harder."
She was like looking, like, "Is it here?"
So it was, you almost had her.
I'm going to bring a tent to put around myself at the rest of our meals for this trip, just so that I can't be.
I love watching you in those restaurants, though. It's.
I can't even relax because now we're talking about it.
No. It's amazing. I would highly recommend anybody goes to a restaurant with you because it is an experience unlike anything you've ever done before.
This could be a product that we sell. Like you pay a price and then Michael will go out to eat with you.
Yeah, dine with Michael.
With Michael.
Totally
yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then last night,
it's platonic only. So you know.
That's right. I'm a happily married man. Last night we had a little fire, and we thought about making a fire, and then what happened exactly?
Well, okay, so.
I just want to.
And this comes to the org chart restructuring.
Actually, okay. So what happens is we get here, right? We get to the house. We've had groceries in the car all day. We still have all our luggage in the car, and so we get out and we are about to come in.
It's cold too.
It's not hot. And Michael's done a lot for this trip.
Yep.
One of the things that was not done in the moment was getting the door code to the Airbnb.
Yes.
So we stand outside for, I don't know, probably 3 to 5 minutes if I'm trying to be accurate.
It was uncomfortably long, but not a long time.
While we're holding groceries, while we're holding luggage. And Michael and Ariel are going back and forth between like different email inboxes and like chat support inboxes to figure out what the code is to get into the house.
Yep.
Ariel was the one who eventually found the code. And then
that's when I was promoted to director of operations, I believe.
It was. That was your first promotion of the night.
Okay, I didn't remember that.
I think so.
Okay. And then we get in and we sort of explore the house. And then the three of us, Michael, me, and Bobby, we walk down like behind the house. We check out the fire pit. Yeah. And there's steps going even further down. Yep. And so we explore that. We don't even say anything to one another as we're doing this. It's
just had Neanderthal
you
grunts.
You guys instinctually went towards the woods.
Yeah.
Like deep towards the woods.
Something kicked in and we just
There was because we were like,
the other thing was in the photos on the listing, there was this kind of trail down, but no pictures down. So I was wondering like what's down there? Yeah. Now there's around the house too, but the trail down, I was like, surely there's something we should be looking at down here. Why'd they install these steps?
There's also steps up the other way, which is where we had our fatal. we didn't calculate for that.
So we go.
So go ahead. You go.
We go down there, and there's sort of another fire pit, and it turns out there's kind of a nature trail. And we were looking for firewood, and there were a couple of unsplit logs that were kind of like half buried in the damp, cold soil,
covered in moss.
And I'm like, well, let's try these, Robert. Stack them in my hands, and there's like worms and roaches, that we're having to dig it out of.
No chance this stuff lights on fire.
None. They're literally waterlogged.
Yeah.
So we bring that back up there, and Bobby gets to going. He starts trying anything he can.
Well, wait a second. We have to back up because before Bobby could start trying to do anything, we needed something to light the fire with.
Yeah, I couldn't find a lighter.
Yeah. So what was your brilliant idea, Robert?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So we couldn't find a lighter, and I was like, all right. And in my defense, I have done this before.
Yeah.
You
In this situation with like a 2-story and down to the.
well, hang on.
Who's going to light the candle?
I was just
Yeah, I was gonna like. Okay.
Okay.
So you roll up a paper towel and then you put it, and it is worth noting. I think this is the problem that you guys are having with my strategy is that it's an electric stove.
Correct.
And so you put your paper towel on that, and you get it to hopefully catch fire. So I'm starting to do that because
And
I'm
you were
going to
gonna-
do that,
yeah,
and I'm
transfer it
going
to
to
the
light a
candle.
candle, and
Yeah.
then we can use that flame to start the fire outside. And Ariel had previously suggested, because we have a gas fireplace here, she
It has
said-
a pilot light.
See, I missed all this. I
And
didn't see the
open,
electric part.
invisible.
and so I'm about to turn the stove on, and she's like, "What about the fireplace?" And I'm like, "Okay, yep, that's it. That's how we should do this."
I didn't know that happened because when I came in, you were just holding some shit that was on fire, and I was like, "What is going on?" I didn't realize what was happening.
Yeah. So Ariel first had the idea to use the fire from the pilot light from the gas stove. So that was the second thing she had done.
It was like, oh man,
Yeah, it was
maybe,
really-
very,
maybe she
very
should be in
well
charge of
used.
some
Yeah.
things around
that
here.
So
evening.
we get the candle. I go out there and I'm like, well, I used to be a Boy Scout. I can figure this out. So I get all this wet wood.
Back when
out
Boy
there,
Scouts were
like,
Boy Scouts.
Yeah, no comment. So I stuffed all this wet crap in there and I start trying to light on fire. And of course it's not. And so like I'm out there for a long time trying to do it. I'm like blowing on this one leaf, like that's like kind of lit on fire.
He's literally, he was just desperate.
Like trying, and then Robert comes over to
Shipwrecked
help me.
island, like, please,
Yeah.
we need fire.
So Robert's like, he comes out and he sees me, I think, struggling and being the good man that he is. He's like, I'm going to help. So he finds like some twigs and stuff. And so like he starts.
You
kind
guys
of-
brought the like the paper bags out too. Like that was
Yeah,
smart.
we had
you
some
know.
ideas that were kind of half put together, but like, you know, we were in the right direction. And so we're doing that. We're still struggling with the sticks. And then Ariel comes out. She's like, oh, I've got a box of fire starters. We're like, okay. So we
Do you
start-
think those would be good for starting the fire?
Yeah. So we start using those and we're like, yeah, we're making progress. It's awesome. And then Ariel comes from like behind us.
But you're not really making progress because the wood's really wet.
Yeah, it's
So-
well, we have like the fire starters lit on fire, and so we felt good about that because it was the first thing lit on fire. And then Ariel comes down from the steps behind me, carrying a ton of like perfectly cut dry wood, and like
It's like some big pieces, some medium-sized pieces, just great firewood.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I just realized like we're idiots. The three of us are idiots. We went down there like Neanderthals and tried to find like some stuff in the woods, and she just like found the right thing and like put all of it together.
fire, we bring two.
That's what we did. And in that moment, I was like, I can see why some women really hate men because of this
Well,
right here.
it's also worth noting that once we realized the wood was up there, I didn't have to move from where I was sitting next to the fire. I just had to look up a little bit, just a little bit up the hill, and I saw a gigantic pile of firewood
It's
between
a
two trees.
massive-
Here's the
It
funny.
was within our field of vision.
It's like a 6 foot by 4 foot stack of just perfectly cut wood.
Here's the funniest part to me is Ariel later says, I heard you guys say that the firewood was no good and it wouldn't make a fire. So she went and found the proper pile of firewood. I was like, this looks like fine firewood to me. And she's like unclear about why we couldn't start a fire with perfectly good firewood.
Oh man, Anyway, so that's when she became the founder of the company. Like, Robert just gave her the company pretty much, and so
And I guess we need to talk about the fact that Robert is the guy for that.
Yeah.
Robert's been put in charge for some reason of giving everybody their title in the company, and like has the power, like the sweeping power to give people jobs and take them away and stuff. So
Not necessarily give people jobs, but give people promotions
give
for
people
sure.
promotions.
Yeah,
And they always
promotions
seem to go
and
to her,
demotions.
which is fair because she's, I think, smarter than all of us now, or has maybe always been. You know,
Maybe.
Yeah.
it was just very apparent in that moment that we're dumb. So I don't know. Anyway, Michael doesn't have a job anymore
Eesh.
because I found that I can, from an efficiency standpoint, she can do all of the jobs.
I can't argue with the logic.
So, and that's where we find ourselves today.
Yeah.
Yeah, did some planning, had a good time, had
Took
a great
a personality test.
personality test.
What'd you feel about that, Ariel? It seems like you're sitting with some emotions.
Very uncomfortable. Very
I'm sorry.
uncomfortable.
I ended up just on your tab, like your results, and then I'm reading your results. I'm like, she's not gonna read
Also,
everybody
my
else's
results are like I'm the most introverted of everyone, and maybe
That
not
was
the person's results to
highlight
read.
the best. Well, you live and you learn.
Yeah, you did project them
Yeah.
onto the big screen.
Exactly. Project it like a PowerPoint presentation about
Well-
this is what's wrong with Ariel. That's how I
And for
read
those
it.
of you listening, the results will be in the show notes.
They were interesting.
Was that the part that made you uncomfortable? Just that you didn't like seeing your results projected up there, or was it like
Or were
the
you
act of taking
learning
it,
about yourself?
or
Yeah.
No, I know all these things. I don't want anybody else to know anything about me. I have a rich inner life that I would like to keep to myself.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So just so you all know, she's not bringing any of that good
Yeah.
stuff to this podcast.
No.
Won't ask any more
No,
questions.
I feel like I bring some stuff, but I have a little
Yeah.
compartment locked
Yeah,
away.
Your owner's closet.
Exactly.
Dessert compartment.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we are now. Now that we're doing a podcast, I think we've had a good time so far. I think we're gonna go do some fun stuff tonight, so that'll be cool.
Yep.
Are we gonna get tattoos?
Yeah. Me and Bobby are getting head tattoos.
Right on our heads. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's gonna have a heart attack. But yeah, no, we're gonna have a good time.
Well, we have some really life-changing information that we now know, but we got to go to a brewery tour, so we're gonna just probably wrap up the
We're gonna-
podcast.
yeah.
We'll be back with you.
We're gonna go drink beer and have a good time.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Sorry for this weird angle. I'm not looking at you, but
You're doing
do
great.
you
a
really
good-
want to see me? I
It's
mean,
a good
who wants
angle.
to see me?
Everybody.
We all want to
oh,
see you.
Yeah.
In fact, I've seen more
I'll
of you
cut
since you
that.
changed this.
But thanks for listening. We have a number you can text in the show notes if you want to send us your thoughts, your questions, your concerns.
Lots
Do we
of concerns.
want concerns?
We really.
I don't know if I
want
wanna hear
what
concerns.
you know what we want? We want your email address.
That's
Just give it to us.
just give it to us.
You know,
already.
all these companies, they'd be like trying to give you something. Oh, give us your email address. We'll give you a guide. They want to trick you. We just want you to give it to us.
Yeah.
So go into the show notes, give us your email address. If you're listening to this and
Yeah.
we don't have your email address, why not?
We send really
Yeah.
great emails, like Robert.
Like we write these
Yeah,
emails.
yeah.
They're very good.
Yeah, that's true.
We're a little biased, but they are, pretty good.
So
No, we are #1 rated.
A lot of people say it's the best email ever.
people are saying that.
People have been saying that for a long
It might
time.
just be 4 people.
But they are saying
Bobby's
it. though.
mom
Yeah.
loves the email list.
I think
that's
my
true.
mom
6.
would if she.
My wife unsubscribed. I have resubscribed her. Sorry, babe.
Whoa! That is shocking.
She does.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope she's
That's-
watching this
yeah.
right now, and I hope you feel guilt and shame.
Not the best.
That is ridiculous.
Also, not the best pitch for you subscribing, but we'll be back.
If you
Soon?
if you are a free guide type person, if you need to be bribed, we do have those on the millennialmoneyman.com website.
Yeah, we have free stuff
Yeah.
as well. But
Yeah. We'd love to bribe you.
as a
to
matter
join
of
the
fact,
email
if
list.
you were on the fence right now about subscribing, and you've listened to this rest of this episode,
don't be.
which
If
I don't
you're on
know,
the fence, don't be.
if you will email hello at
Get off.
millennialmoneyman.com and you're the first 2 people to subscribe from listening to this, we'll send you a $10 Starbucks gift card.
Boom.
Oh.
Just giving him money.
Boom.
The first 3 people. Nobody's gonna-
Oh,
Whoa.
Should I do it?
Let's,
No,
let's
it's 3.
keep 3 and
That's it.
let's calm
it's a
down.
prime
right?
number. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness.
That's strong. That's strong.
All right, guys. We'll be back soon. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.